we have another SEC guy, and a guy who's had some pretty good success there in the SEC as well, which I always like to see, not just to come from a big school, but have you succeeded at a bigger school there. And that's Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky. Not just known for their bluegrass and fried chicken. They also got some decent football players. Outside corner as well. They're 6'1", 186 pounds. Well, this past season, 7 games, 19 tackles, a tackle for loss, a sack, interception, which you did return for a touchdown, 4 passes deflected, 2 forced fumble, and a 67.0 PFF grade. Now, the difficult thing with watching this guy is, we talked about it with a few players. Obviously, there's injuries this past year. He had a shoulder injury there in the middle of the season. Definitely affected how he played. You have to really kind of go back to 23 and judge him off that tape, because that's when you see him fully healthy. Now, you also have to assume that when you get him in 25, that's 2 years later, that he's improved on some things in that time period. There's some projection in this because of how injured he was this past year. But even with the injuries, he was second team all SEC this year, which he was also in 23. He's fast. He played in a very heavy zone, and that really does fit his skills. I'm telling you guys, if you have a zone coverage system at your team, this guy is just earmarked for a zone coverage team. He disrupts routes. He also is a guy that flat out, his speed is just such an elite trait for him there, that he has the ability to not just see what's about to happen there and see a play moving when he's in that zone coverage, to move up and disrupt it like that. There, it's a read using the physicality to go ahead and use what he's reading. And it sounds very like, okay, obviously that's what you do as a football player kind of statement to say, but not everybody has those abilities to do that. This kid truly does. Now, he's got some issues. He's not without issues in any way, shape, or form. And this is why I do think this is a kid that probably needs a little time to develop there with a good coach. Make sure he's fully back from the health issues and all as well. He got some issues transitioning from the back pedal. He needs to add a little strength. Again, he's 186 pounds. We talked about this before with, talking about Travis Hunter and how I said he's too light for the position. Well, here's the guy who's the same size. I'm not going to be the guy to say it on one guy and not say it on the other. The difference is This is a day 2 prospect, not a top 5 pick. Day 2 prospect, I'll take more of a risk on. He also gives up too much cushion. He's a bad tackler. So there's definitely the issues. But the fact that he can read what's going on in the play, and he has the speed to get over to where he's got to get to go ahead and make a play on that play. These are things you cannot teach. You have or you don't. So if you go into it knowing what you got, and you need somebody who need a little time to develop this kid and not just throw him to the wolves right off the bat, then I think you got somebody who's a decent player. And I think if you put him in a cover, like I said, a zone coverage scheme in nickel and dime situations, even if you put him in, it's like almost like a safety kind of role where he's a ball hawk kind of guy, just looking to see what's going on, looking to disrupt plays, looking for interceptions. This kid has that ability, but he's raw. And you got to understand and respect that and not throw him into a situation he's not prepared for.
Yeah, pretty fair.
So,
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging